Hey everyone, my name is Leslie. It's an absolute pleasure to be here. Thank you for listening and tuning in. So, let me do a quick introduction. Um, I'm a volleyball coach from age 14. I'm right now 31. Oh my god, the time is flying really hard. I've been always so passionate about our sport, like most probably all of you, otherwise, you wouldn't be here. Recently, I'm coaching in the Netherlands, one league below the highest level, women team in Assen. And the recent 3 years, I've been the national team coach of Nepal, which is a big part of this presentation and the story I'm going to tell you guys. And before that, I've been the head coach of Setup 65 in the Netherlands, which is the highest league. I was 27, quite young still. And before that, I've done a lot of coaching positions. I've traveled the world, visiting a lot of great clubs like Fakif Bank in Italy, Conegliano, Novara, just to try a lot to learn as much as I can. I've always called this volleycation, so kind of a volleyball vacation, basically. And 1 year ago, I set up my own foundation, Let's Keep the Ball Flying, and with this incredible organization, we try to unlock the social power of volleyball and try to help communities where they have less privileges than us using the power of volleyball. Super happy for that, and we'll tell you guys about this story as well. In my life, volleyball has truly been my gift. Big passion for it. It has always been there for me, and not only the sport itself, but especially as well the community. So I'm sure all of you guys can relate to this very well. Whenever you go somewhere, traveling or for a tournament or with family on a vacation, that moment when you meet somebody that is also part of the volleyball community, a player, a coach, or a fan, you instantly have that connection with each other. And you instantly are ready to help. So in my experience, I've always, wherever I went, people would ask me, do you want to come train with us? Or come and have dinner with our family? Or let us show you around the city? Or let's go there and join us. It's such a tight and close community. It's really powerful. And just a contradiction, for example, football, for us to contact Ronaldo or Messi is really impossible, right? But for us in the volleyball community to connect with a famous star in a national team or a famous coach somewhere else is one phone call away. We're globally, I think now the second biggest sport in the world in terms of fans and engagement and players, and I mean we're huge, but at the same time we're still very small. And that force, that power of volleyball is so powerful to use in terms of social development. So that's what we're doing now with Let's Keep the Ball Flying. And let me tell you guys how that story came to life, because it's kind of a special story. So the FIVB, the World Volleyball Federation, they host a World Congress every 2 years in which all 222 nations sit together in a Congress and discuss the future of volleyball. So imagine you're sitting in a Congress with all of the presidents of all this federation. You enter and all the countries are in alphabetic order. So the Netherlands and Nepal sit next to each other. So in the Congress in Mexico, I believe it was, the presidents of the Dutch Federation and the Nepal Federation sit next to each other and discussed how they could help each other, not from a political point of view, but from literally helping from a family point of view. So how can a bigger brother help a little sister in growing our beloved game of volleyball? And that's how it started. So we created a 3-year support project between the FIVB, between Nepal and the Netherlands. And within that 3 years, the role of the Dutch Federation was also to host a national team coach for the national teams of Nepal. And in the first year, my colleague, Matt van Wezel, was privileged to take that position. But after 1 year, he got offered the job in Norway to become national team coach. Right now, he is the technical director as well in Norway. So the position of national team coach in Nepal came free, and the Dutch Federation gave me a call if I wanted to take the position. So it was actually quite a cool moment because I was in a volleycation at that moment with my girlfriend. We were in Italy. We just visited Conegliano, and we had one extra day to visit Venice just to relax a little bit. And right at that moment when we were sitting at a pier with a sunset, it was really relaxing. The Dutch Federation called me with this request. So it was really a special moment. And one of the big advantages of that position was that I was going to be able to go have an opportunity to go to the Asian Games. And the Asian Games is like, you know, we all know the Olympics. The Asian Games is a copy of that. It's after the Olympics. It's the biggest sport event in the world. And for me to be able to do that was, wow. I mean, I always wanted to reach the Olympics as a coach. So this was like the perfect opportunity. So Nepal didn't go to the Asian Games in 33 years, and the whole country, volleyball was growing. But the expectations were that we were not going to win any game. But when I'm thinking back about Nepal, my first period of going to the country, I experienced so much incredible wow things that happened to me in relationship towards this tournament. So imagine, I was coaching the Netherlands, Eredivisie, so the highest league. I was 27, still young, had to learn a lot, but we had a good team. That year we finished third in the league, but we had some good sponsors as well. So clothing, everything was taken care of in our country. And I mean, we had everything that we would wish for. But in Nepal, the guys would have a salary of $200 a month, most of them, to take care of their whole family. And they were not able to buy fresh new shoes, or shirts would have holes, but they wouldn't care. And at the same time, they would train 2 times a day, working their butts off. Like, we had 2 months of preparation towards the tournament, and we took a flight to the western part of Nepal in the border with India, and we had a gym that with holes in the floor, holes in the roof. The lights could like switch off any second while still in training. We would train early in the morning and late in the evening, because during the day it was 45 degrees, way too hot. They would have to like their shirts every 5 minutes in training because it was too much liquid. And just imagine that. It was a village with 5 streets. The streets were called 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And you would see more cows walking on the street than cars.
Fui buscar o que motivar. Vamos seguir meu coração. Mesmo cribar mami, sacanear. Até bom para pôr e brilho.
it was crazy. And for me as a coach to be there and experience that, and I mean, the program was really good. They were working so hard and really amazing trainings to do. And at the same time, the boys would, for example, they would not let me carry my own backpack. So every morning when we would walk or take a tuk-tuk to the gym, they would take my bag, and I was not allowed to carry it myself. Imagine one of your players in Germany or here in the Netherlands would carry the coach's gear and bags and not letting him carry it themselves out of respect and gratefulness for him to be there. Like, that's the whole world upside down for us, right? And I mean, don't get me wrong, I try to fight them. Like, guys, I will carry my own stuff, please. Like, you guys are the one that have to do all the work. I will carry it, and I would even carry your bag, as a point of gratefulness. But it was impossible. I literally had to give my bag away because they were gonna fight me for it. Such a crazy experience. But the heart and the gratefulness and the happiness of the guys in that team, to have a foreign coach trying to help them go through the Asian Games, it was such an incredible experience. I will never forget that.
J'ai vu sur ma route plein de paysages avec des mots je peins des images. Sorti de ma cage, monté d'un étage. Aujourd'hui je plane dans le nuage. Je laisse la vie m'emporter, je laisse ma vie me porter. C'est pas si facile de tourner la page.
During the tournament, we didn't focus too much on result and winning, but we tried to focus, we called it the energy of Nepal, to have that friendliness. This country has literally the most friendly people in the world, to emphasize that during the tournament. So when we were at the Asian Games in Jakarta, so many goosebumps moments. For example, in the picture on the left top, you see the opening ceremony, and it's incredible. But when we would have a game, for example, we would always do a round through the stands and clap for everybody that was sitting there to watch our game. Instead of doing that in the end, we did it in the beginning because we wanted to be extremely grateful, like the namaste culture, towards the audience and towards the volunteers and towards everybody. If we would take a bus to the training hall, every day we would have training in different beautiful gyms, and with the big buses, the guys did not know what happened to them because, I mean, they're not used to that. There would be kids and volunteers waiting for us, wanting to take photos. So before every training and after, we just made sure we did everything we could to share that happiness with everybody. And then we even won 2 matches. Like, it was crazy. The people in the country went crazy. Volleyball grew like a flower, if I can rephrase the president of the Nepal Federation. It was incredible. And here in this photo, in the left bottom, you can see me. Like, this is the delegation of Nepal that went to the Asian Games. And like the right tree, like right on the left of it, you see me as a tall white guy getting higher than everybody else. I was the first foreign coach that was able to go with the Nepal delegation to like a tournament like that. This was quite special. So we finished top 15. It was an incredible experience, but it was not all. I mean, during that 2.5 months, we did so much more in that country. We had with the Dutch Federation a delegation over to discuss the development of the sport in Nepal. In the bottom, actually, you see the photo of the gym that we would train 2 times a day. My assistant coach in the Netherlands, Damir, he also joined me voluntary to get in the experience. Such an incredible help was that for him to be there, because we discuss every day the experience and trying to give it some spots, in ourselves. But we would also bring shoes, clothes, balls, nets that clubs in the Netherlands donated. We would bring it to schools in Nepal and create clinics and social projects all around the country to really make it grow. And I have a real cool video, actually, at the picture in the bottom right. This clinic, the Himchuli Academy, was mind-blowing. The energy of the kids, wow. Let me show you this video real quick. We did a fantastic clinic in the Himchuli Academy here in Nepal, and this was an incredible experience. When we arrived with our Dutch staff, there was music, the kids were enthusiastic, cheering. It was such an incredible experience with so full of energy. And when we arrived, we did a clinic with all the youth of this school. I have never experienced so much positive energy and will to learn with so much eager. I was flabbergasted about this. It was fantastic. So, during this special clinics, there are some really, really special, beautiful moments. So one that I will never forget, we had a Dutch club donating their match jerseys, and we donated them to a school in Nepal of girls. So this group of girls, they were all wearing the same jersey, doing a clinic with us. And one of the girls, she was 13, imagine this, 13 years young, and she has experienced all bad things you can think of, like being addicted to drugs, being trafficked on the streets. Just imagine that 13-year-old girls have that problems. I mean, in Nepal, a lot of girls cannot even play sports simply because they're a girl. It's such a different world. And so when this group of girls wore their jerseys and we did the clinic, this girl came to us and she said, smiling from ear to ear, saying, "This is the first time in my life I feel I belong to a group because we're all wearing the same jersey. It's so cool." And that, I'm getting goosebumps again. Those moments are insane, literally insane. And it makes you realize how privileged we are in our own country and how easy it is for us to do something small that create a huge impact in a different part of the world. And these kids to receive a jersey, and even a handwritten jersey with a note on it, it's enough motivation for them to play for the rest of their life volleyball, because somebody in Europe is thinking about them. Their mindset is so different. And in Nepal, I met a very special woman, Kopila. Kopila, she was the national team player of Nepal, and her story is so freaking inspiring. And please take the time. I created here a 5-minute trailer of a documentary that we shoot from her life, basically. You can see the whole documentary on our website. But just this 5 minutes shows you a little bit of the impact of volleyball on somebody's life. It's really incredible.
This is the story of Kopila Upreti, top volleyball player with a very special background. She grew up in poverty. She couldn't play volleyball because women were not allowed to in Nepal. She conquered all the setbacks and is a famous woman in Nepal now with a special mission, giving guidance to girls and women for a better future using volleyball.
अनि तिनीहरुको आफ्नो बाउ आमा छैन, केयर गर्ने मान्छे छैन, तिनीहरु चाहिँ स्ट्रीटमा हिँड्ने बालबच्चाहरु थियो र तिनीहरुको चाहिँ फ्युचर नै थाहा छैन, तिनीहरु एकदमै अनह्याप्पी छन् र मैले चाहिँ कसरी तिनीहरुलाई ह्याप्पी बनाउन सक्छु।
After visiting her school, Kopila is going to the house where she was born. This is where she sees her proud and emotional father.
राम्रै लाग्छ।
अलि कोपिला चाहिँ त्यस्तो भएकोमा आफूलाई कस्तो लाग्छ भन्ने कुरा
खुसी लागेको छ। उनले दुःख गरेर धेरै प्रगति गरिन्। त्यही हो।
जहाँ मैले आफ्नो करियर स्टार्ट गरेँ यहाँबाट, त्यसकारण म एकदमै आज चाहिँ इमोसनल फिल भइरहेछ मलाई। सोसाइटीको लागि र राष्ट्रको लागि चाहिँ केही गर्नुपर्छ भन्ने मेरो एउटा सोच हुन्थ्यो। जहिले पनि केही नयाँ काम गर्न चाहन्थेँ, तर मलाई अवसर हुँदैन थियो। यस्तो ठाउँमा बसेर त म केही गर्न सक्दिनँ, काहीँ जानुपर्छ मेरो मनभित्र भइरहन्थ्यो।
One morning, she secretly left her village and family. She was only 19 and fled without a plan and money through the unsafe jungle to the big city. She left her sick mother and her sister, who was then responsible for her family. After 3 years, she finally saw her mother again.
उहाँले सधैँ बाटो हेरिरहँदा चाहिँ मलाई कस्तो लाग्थ्यो भने म यत्रो ठुलो भएको छोरी पनि त्यस्तो अवस्थामा आमालाई छोडेर जाँदाखेरि अलिकता नरमाइलो लागेको थियो। तर मैले आफूले छोडेर गए पनि आफूले केही गरेर आउँदा चाहिँ अहिले चाहिँ खुसी लागेछ। 5, 6, 7, 8, 10.
अहिले आएर नीलगिरी माध्यमिक विद्यालय भन्दा अझै कोपिला अन्तर्राष्ट्रिय खेलाडीको विद्यालय भन्न समेत हामी तत्पर बनाउन पनि सफल भयौं।
त्यो चाहिँ तिमीले फलो गर्ने, पत्ता लाउने, अनि त्यही अनुसार फलो गर्यो भनेदेखि चाहिँ भविष्यमा राम्रो हुन्छ। जब मैले यो बच्चाहरूको जस्तो सडक बालबालिकाहरूलाई चाहिँ ह्याप्पी बनाउने कोसिस गर्छु, तिनीहरूको बारेमा म सोच्छु, म भित्रभित्रै हाँस्ने गर्छु, मैले केही कुराहरू उनीहरूसँग सेयर गरेँ, अब तिनीहरूलाई पनि मैले यसरी नै ह्याप्पी बनाउन सक्छु कि भन्ने मेरो एउटा आशा हुन्छ, त्यसैले म चाहिँ ह्याप्पी छु।
So Kopla is one of many in which volleyball created such a big impact. So in the last year of the project, we managed to even host the South Asian Games in Nepal. So in our own country, we would host this huge tournament, and we played with both the men national team and the women national team. And with the women, we made it to the final. And India is always winning the gold medal. With Nepal, we never won a single match of Sri Lanka, and in the semi-final, we beat Sri Lanka with 3-0. The crowd was going crazy, that the whole country was... It was so amazing. And in India, we were 3-2, like we were 2-1 ahead in the final against India. Like history was on... It was already history. But... So, in 3 years' time, so many cool things happened in that tournament. And just to get a little bit of the feel of the energy of Nepal and how volleyball is blooming like a flower in that country, I created a small video that shows you the experience of this tournament. Please enjoy it.
Purchase your tracks today.
If we look back in those 3 years, there was a lot of impact. Nepal was unranked, and now they're ranked in both the men and the women national teams. We distributed 1,000 balls and nets and gear and clothes to the kids in Nepal, and the tournaments, and over 1,500 kids participated into our projects. And cherry on the cake, volleyball became the national sport of Nepal. And during those times, we hosted a FIVB level 1 course and a level 2 course. And so we had 50 new officially educated coaches in the country, and it's just growing and growing. All this impact showed me some really valuable lessons. So I was quite, how should I call it? Egocentric in terms of I wanted to become the best. I wanted to become the best coach in the world, and reach the Olympics and do everything I can to make that. But my experience in Nepal, I realized that kind of selfish, internally life vision is not enough anymore. The benefit of doing things together with people that are less privileged, the feeling that comes up inside of you, the gratefulness, the true life, like totally not materialistic, but true life from the consciousness heart within. it just exploded in me, like, it still is. And volleyball is way more than just a game. It really is a great vehicle for social change. Our sport, our community is all over the world. It's a team sport. It's connected and still very small, and people want to help each other. So I figured, why not empower, put that energy of our sport in a big ball and let it explode and grow in the world. And after Nepal, I decided to create the Let's Keep the Ball Flying Foundation. And our goal was very simple: connect the global volleyball family, and with that togetherness, use it and unlock with that force the true power of volleyball, which is not just a sport for winning or losing, but connecting a community and helping people that have less privileges. And so that's basically the start and the story of the foundation. And the logo is quite simple. We play with our hands, not with our feet. We want to leave a fingerprint. We want to leave a legacy. We want to realize in our own minds, what can we give back to the world, to our earth, but also to the people. And why not do that with our biggest passion, which is volleyball? So we connect our legacy with the volleyball, which created the fingerprint and the volleyball. And, let's keep the ball flying together. We have to do it together, and we can do so much more than that we realize. And instead of just thinking only about ourselves in this growing world of growth economy and capitalism and overconsumption, let's come together and create a community that does make a difference, actually. And for me, this photo says everything. We have the famous players, we have the coaches, but in the end, we're just a community that plays volleyball. And I would love for you guys to check out a little bit more about our website and what we are doing. So in order to do that, I figured let's just get into it right now, show you a little bit of our projects, show you what we do, and hopefully in the end we can make a connection. So let's change and let's go. This is our website, letskeeptheballflying.com. You can also visit it by just putting the first letters lktbf.org. It will find you in the same page. And our slogan is simply, let's unlock the power of volleyball. I have to admit that we're actually right now in English, Italian and Dutch language. And we're really looking for somebody that could help us translate the website into German. So if there is anybody that would love to help us do this, please reach out to me. It would be a big help. If you scroll through the website, there is a lot of information, a lot of stories. You can watch back videos as well. Donation, how to help, who we are, some more information and what we do. So I always like to go to our projects page first, because it shows some information about the projects that we do. I highly suggest you to visit it. And the cool part is that we're a foundation based on volunteers. So we are right now with 16 volunteers and a lot of ambassadors globally, but everybody does it from the heart. So we don't do any salaries or incomes or organizational cost or giveaways, etc. No, we promise that 100% of the donations and things that come in are going to our projects straight ahead. And I'm really proud of that, actually, because I believe big foundations spending tons of money on salaries of their CEOs, etc., or the commercials on TV and everything, what you get in your mailbox, it's crazy. All that money can be used so much better. So in our projects, we are in Africa. We are in a lot of places in Africa right now, actually. Also in Greece, we have a really cool one that I would love to show you a lot more. If you visit, for example, our impact stories, it leads you as well to some blog posts and our Instagram. Here you can follow us and check out more what we're doing. Here in Tanzania, for example, in Nepal, you can also find the documentary of Coppola here. In Syria, this is also actually a really cool story, because we did a fundraiser with USC Münster last year, and they collected gear and apparel and materials that they wouldn't use anymore. And we sent all this material to the project we do in Syria, which is, of course, a country of conflict, where a lot of girls, we have them in a volleyball school clinic where we also teach them English. And, you know, they cannot afford shoes and new balls. So we just ship them, and they're wearing the gear and everything that is donated by a German Bundesliga club. How cool is that, to help each other like that? Actually, in February, we're doing also a fundraiser for Tanzania together with Stuttgart. So if your club wants to join with things as well, you know, feel free to get on board. It's really awesome. We also have a fundraising platform where people can create their own fundraiser. Really simple. Guus and Marloes, two of our volunteers, raised 4,000 euros in order for setting up our refugee project in Greece, which is really cool. But personally, I did, for example, one for my 30th birthday. I wanted to help our project in Pakistan to send gear and equipment, and you know, I wanted to raise 300 euros, and it doubled. It's crazy how fast and easy those things go. And I also invite you to just check out our blog, because we have so many cool stories that shows our impact in the world and what is happening. And what we did, what Münster was actually our happiness project. And I mean, there's here a little vlog that shows how we are collecting gear and how we are sending it. I can show you a little bit. Here we go. Thiago here, still deflating balls. We just found out that we can box 50 deflated balls. 50? 50, exactly, in one box. Quick tip, if you're sending us balls, deflate them for us. It saves so much time from all our volunteers. Great work, Thiago.
Today we're busy organizing the clothes we collected the last few months. We carefully select all the items and we sort them by size, and we also carefully look at if the items are in good state, so everybody gets the right equipment they need.
Another thing that's really cool why we're doing this work is the experience of when we are giving one of the jerseys to one of the girls in the projects. The best experience you get is the moment when they receive the balls. They're actually so full of joy, because one player in another part of the world is thinking about them, and that makes them feel so special, and it makes them motivated to play for the rest of their life our beloved game. And you know, that's why we're doing this. I'm so grateful for all of these guys helping us. If you want to get involved as well, reach out to us, and let's really unlock the power of volleyball together, guys. So, you know, feel free to check around here, and on the how to help part of the website, you can really see what you can do. You know, we're looking for partners. You can volunteer with us in our projects, help us fundraise, but also do just a simple donation. One really simple one that I would like to show you guys is our our Dream Team project. This is like a monthly donation program. And the cool thing about this program is that, you know, we don't make a difference. So we promise 100% of your money will go to our projects. You will also receive special access to our Telegram Dream Team community. It's like an app on your phone, like WhatsApp, but then a little bit more structured. And we send behind the scene photos and videos and information and updates. And it doesn't matter if somebody donates 3 or 34 or even 100, we treat everybody the same. Because, I mean, for you, 1,000 euro might be for somebody else the same mental value as 3 euros. But you cannot help the difference, you know. So why should we treat somebody that has more money than somebody else differently? We treat everybody the same. There is no difference. And just a heads up, we don't do presents. We don't do those type of things because we want the projects to benefit the most. And we just give you information and insight and a voice inside our community. And if you have ideas as well to help out, you know, please feel free to share, because we're just a community and trying to make the best out of it. Some cool project that is running right now is with 9 Squared, an Italian volleyball brand. They're collaborating with us, creating our own gear and brands, basically, in volleyball. And we're doing also a special jersey, a special jersey that you can add your own sponsors as well. And, you know, all the money that comes in from those projects will go straight to the projects as well. So together we really try to grow our community and make something cool together. And it's an absolute pleasure to being able, from this experience in Nepal, to actually coming towards this foundation that grew in 1 year time from nothing to this wonderful team. And I would like to finish with, you know, our team of volunteers, our board members. I could have never done it without them. And I'm so freaking grateful for all of these guys to help out from their heart and grow our project. And if we can get any of you guys on board willing to help us out or make a donation or become a member of our project, or maybe you have your own cool idea that benefit the community and also your own passion and heart, of course, I think that's it for our story. Our mission is to unlock the power of volleyball, and especially in a social way. Come and join us, help us, get in touch. You can reach out to us on Instagram, LinkedIn, or Facebook. It's been an absolute pleasure to be able to talk for you guys, that you have listened all the way to the end to my voice. I'm very grateful for that. And feel free to ask me any question. You can reach out to me straight at leslie@lktbf.org or info@lktbf.org, or just reach out on social media to us, and we'll be more than happy to get back to you. Thank you very much, and hopefully speak to you soon. Ciao!